Sometimes it's easier to use the photo that comes with Keynote. This talk is really going to be a demonstration of its own thesis, and I know that someday you guys will say, I was there that night, that half-assed speech changed the world and changed my life. I left no room for laughter, so you're going to have to... Between the regret of doing nothing and the disappointment of unattainable perfection lie 3 laws. 1, something is better than nothing, right? A culture of perfection and tiger moms have taught us what we have made us forget what we knew as kids, is that a half-assed robot made out of a cardboard box is better than nothing. Number 2, easy does it. Natural selection has nothing to do with the fittest. It's about adapting. People who adapt find everything easier. Number 3, babies play xylophones, right? Old guys play accordions. So simplicity first. That's why agile developers are half-assed developers. And it's in our DNA. It's biological, right? It's so easy to have sex. I mean, we're hardwired for this, right? You can create an entire life with one half-drunk, half-assed attempt at intimacy for 30 seconds. Or 40 if she's lucky. And I'd like to introduce you to your ancestors, Mr. Goodenough and Mrs. She Lived Next Door to Me. If they had standards and if they waited for the perfect mate, none of us would be here. Fortunately, there's a formula for identifying perfectionist cultures. And they have 2 things in common: crappy beaches and Olympic medals. If you plug all those numbers in here, this is what you get. You get a half-assed Finland in the middle. That's actually what you want, right? Because they finished second on the happiness index. On the right, you've got Greece sitting on its ass, and Germany, which has on occasion been a total ass. God, the Germans, they don't do anything half-assed. I mean, the Italians and the Spanish, they sucked at fascism compared to these guys, who had to move on to perfecting something else. The car. Not Le Car. That's totally different. And you know, these appeal to a type A obsession perfectionist type of person. You've seen them on the road, right? They're driving BMWs. And if you want to appeal to them as a target audience, what do you say? The pursuit of perfection. It used to be relentless pursuit, but they changed it because it sounded like a blitzkrieg. Which is probably why it worked. So you're thinking, well, what is a half-assed approach to not good for? Landing on the moon? I don't know. It took 11 launches to get there, or 11 sprints for you geeks out there. That's pretty half-assed, but we had to get some German scientists to get us off the ground, so the jury's out on that. How about airplanes? I don't know about you, but I want my airplane designed so any half-assed attempt at flying one can end in a safe landing. So that's a practical application of this approach and this philosophy. And for that, I give you the half-assed diet. No calorie counting. Don't worry about carbs or protein or any of that shit. If you want a quad stacker from Burger King, you go right ahead, okay? Because pretty soon you're going to have half the ass that you do now. There's only one tool that you need for this diet, and it's a knife. Choosing between a butter knife and a big-ass knife, you go with the big-ass knife all the time. I'm telling you that right now. You take the quad stacker and you cut that sucker in half. Now this is confusing for some people. There you go. That basically means 2 sort of portions of about equal size. You take one half and you eat it, and you take the other half and you throw it in the garbage. Okay, that is as simple as it gets. You also need to cut your fries in half. Some people cut them the long way, some the short way. I've got a little trick that I use. I put 2 piles of fries. I eat one pile and throw the other pile away. Okay, don't count them though. There's no counting in this diet. I've been on it for 2 weeks. I've lost 5 pounds, and I feel like I can have my cake and eat it too. It's amazing. But some of the clever people out there are thinking, God damn it, I want that quad stacker. I want the whole thing. I know, I'll get the octa stacker. I'll eat half of that and I'm home free. Well, congratulations, you are half-assing the half-ass diet. And that's actually okay. That's the whole point, because it's more than you're doing now. And welcome to half-ass living.